I know what my experience has been, but what don't I know that I don't know? That's what I'm thinking about. Recently, in a client meeting, I had made the comment that what I know is dwarfed by what I don't know. That's caused me to do some thinking over the last couple of weeks here on just my experience and how it works and how my world is informed. And I started thinking along the lines of how many people that I know, how many people that have influenced my thinking in some meaningful way. Interactions with individuals, right? Business, personal, the different places I've lived, right? Neighbors, friends, books I've read, things that I see on TV. I mean, these sorts of things. And it's really hard for me to get my mind around. But, if I know 1,000 people from my neighborhood, which I don't think I do, and 1,000 people from work, and I thought, well, geez, I bet you it's 10,000 people. Maybe argue with that number. I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say about that, right? Maybe it's 10,000, maybe it's 20,000 people. I just don't feel like there's that many people that have influenced my thinking. But I started to put it into some context then and said, okay, if I know 10,000 people, or I've had direct interactions with, and that influences my thinking and my view of the world, right? And I related it to the big picture. And so I did some math. There's about 330 million people that live in the United States. If I know 10,000 of them, or have had 10,000 of them directly influence my life, that means that my view of the world and how things work doesn't account for 99.99% of the people that live in America. Right? Think about that for a minute. Less than 0.01% of what goes on in the world. My view, I know a lot about what goes right. Ask my opinion, right? Here's how the world works. Whether it's education or politics or government, right? Here's my filter. And I know so much of that based on my experience, and yet my experience doesn't account for literally 99.99% of what's going on. And that's just in America, right? Take it worldwide. There's 7.8 billion people in the world, right? Like, again, 99.99. I did some other math being who I am on things. I said, what if I knew 100,000 people? What if I knew 1 million people, and those are the folks that influenced me? Again, I have a hard time thinking that that's the right number, that it's that large, but maybe that is. At 1 million people relative to the United States, that does not account for 99.97 of the experience of other people here in the U.S. Worldwide, it's still 99.99%. And as you think about that, I can tend to be very sure about, this is how the world works, right? Here's how we think about these things. And so much of that's based on my experience, right? What I've lived. And then it's rather humbling to think that that doesn't account for 99.9+% of everybody else's experience, right? What don't I know that I don't know? So it's kind of a powerful thing to think about. I encourage you to give some thought to it, and I'm interested to know what your feedback, what you think about this. That's what I'm thinking about here today, and I'm interested. Jot a note in the comment box down below, or shoot me an email directly. And as always, thanks for watching.